Hello and welcome back to Beckler Guitars and Repair, and today we have a pretty special guitar on the channel. So the owner of Inukshuk Guitars sent me a couple to review and demo, and this is one of them. So this is an N-style Inukshuk custom built guitar. Let's take a look. So I first met James at a building luthier school in Manitoba, and he was building a gorgeous acoustic guitar, and we kind of stayed in contact and remained friends after that. And he started his company Inukshuk, and he makes custom built, hand built electric guitars from scratch. He doesn't do CNC, he does everything by hand, and he's just really putting out some crazy guitars. I actually own one. This is the Flying V that I did a review and demo on a while back. Just a gorgeous Flying V, and I still use it all the time. It's my stage guitar. It's amazing. And he sent me a couple other ones that he's been working on. So these are kind of demo guitars that he uses to showcase his work, and we're going to do a review and demo on this one. So let's start off with the specs, because it's got crazy specs. So you've got an alder body. This one has a pearl paint on there, so it's kind of like a metallic white, kind of a cream colored paint. He's got the Inukshuk symbols all over. That's underneath the finish, and it looks great. We've got hip shot fixed bridge here. Yeah, hip shot fixed bridge with Graph Tech saddles. And it's also got the Fishman Fluence Gristle-Tone P90s. These are great pickups. This is the Greg Koch signature set. So it's also got some wiring options, which are pretty cool. First of all, you have a kill switch here. It's like a button-style kill switch, which is awesome. And then we've also got push-pull pots on the tone and the volume. So it's a three-way pickup selector. The tone pot is actually a boost. So this one, it toggles between the classic and hot P90 tones in every position. And then in this pickup, or sorry, this potentiometer switches between the P90 and more of a standard single coil sound. So really cool. It's got a ebony fingerboard with EVO gold frets, which is an amazing fret material. They just feel great, and they last a lot longer than the normal kind of fret material. And it's got a roasted bird's eye maple neck. And the bird's eye in this neck is crazy. Let me just quickly flip it over and have a look. It's got a ton of bird's eye figuring. It's a roasted maple neck too, and it just looks great. We've also got a volute here on the neck to help with reinforcing that neck. And then super high-end go-toe locking tuners as well. And have a look at this neck join. This is crazy. I'm going to talk about this more in just a second, because it's kind of a unique feature for this guitar. We've got flamed maple pickup cavities here. So this is our control cavity, and this is our kill switch cavity. And this is the battery compartment for the tuners, or for the pickups. So this neck joint is called the Stevens Extended Cutaway Neck Joint. So it's actually, this neck is actually built to have this big extra piece that provides more contact to the body for the join. So it's actually this big kind of crescent piece that is attached to the neck, and then that's attached to the body using these 5 screws. So people say that this is a better neck joint than just the standard. You know, it provides more contact to the wood, provides more resonance, more sustain, and it just looks really cool too. It's also got the green glow inlay, so these are charged up by UV and then they glow in the dark. So it just makes it a little bit easier on a dark stage to see your frets. It's also got the same glowing inlay in the headstock. It says Inukshuk along with the logo. And this is a 12-inch radius, 25.5 scale. It's got a new bone nut and a dual action style truss rod, along with a bar, a string bar here to help with the tension on the strings. So yeah, it looks great, and it's just ripe with super high-end features. I really like that kill switch. I love P90 pickups. The ability to switch it to a single coil is really cool, as well as the hot option as well. And yeah, I mean, it's a boutique hand-built guitar, but it's everything. The fit and finish on it is really nice. Everything looks really good. This is a demo model, so it's got a few slight imperfections here and there, but you're going to find that on any hand-built guitar that's not CNC. I mean, everything needs to be hand done, so everything's not going to be absolutely perfect, but this thing is close. So let's go ahead and start getting some specs on here. We'll tear it apart, see what everything looks like, and then we'll plug it in. Alright, this guitar is not weight relieved in any way, so it's a very nice lightweight. It's 7 pounds, 2.7 ounces. The width at the nut is a 1.68, and at the 12th fret, that beefs up to a 2.01. And the neck depth at the first fret is a 0.85, and at the 12th fret, it's a 0.91. So the neck profile is just a very nice rounded C, and it stays pretty consistent throughout. So here's a look at our gorgeous headstock with the bird's eye roasted maple. And there's our dual action truss rod cavity there, our new bone nut, and yeah, our ebony fingerboard's just gorgeous, super dark with a little bit of brown streaks in there. Those are our EVO gold frets and the really cool glow inlay. And yeah, no fret wear to speak of, and just a really nice job on the fingerboard as well. There's no tooling marks or anything like that, and there's no fret sprout at all. Feels super smooth. So here's a quick look at our Fishman P90s. These are active P90s, and they're the Greg Koch signature set. And yeah, they look really good. He's just using little rubber sleeves on the screws that go into the wood, and that provides enough tension to raise or lower them if you needed. There's also 2 little pieces of foam in the cavities here, and we can see our pickup routs are super nice and clean, and yeah, that all looks great. So here's a look at our back cavities. So this actually has a high-end wiring harness installed as well. This is the Mad Hatter wiring harness. And yeah, it all looks pretty complicated in there, so I'm not going to really mess with much, but it looks like high quality parts, and it's all shielded as well. So here's a look at our flamed maple cavity cover, which is gorgeous, and this is also shielded as well. And then there's a look at our kill switch. The kill switch is actually an Iron Age kill switch button. And yeah, that's all wired up nicely. And the routes look really nice as well. So yeah, everything looks really good. And here's a look at our battery compartment. So the battery just flips out there, and then the top comes off, and then just put your battery in and close it up. Super easy. And there's our string through ferrules there. And this one also has like a telly style output jack. And here's a look at that neck joint, which is super cool. So basically the neck just has that big extra piece here that provides a little bit more contact with the body, and that's secured using 5 screws. Let's have a look at the body portion of it. So yeah, there was our screws here with built-in ferrules, and then we can see that it just connects right there, super nice and tightly, with a lot of extra contact for the body. So yeah, pretty cool. As far as setup goes, this thing came to me set up just perfectly. James did a really nice job on it. Let's see here. So yeah, you can see that there's just a tiny bit of relief in the neck. So the truss rod's nice and straight. There's just a very small gap between the notch straight edge and the fingerboard. And then at the nut here, we can see that yeah, the strings just rest very nicely against that first fret when I use the third fret. So that means that the truss rod's set very tight, and the neck's nice and straight, and the nut is cut perfectly, and we've got very nice action here. And then at the 12th fret, we've got an action of 1.5 at the low E and just at 1 at the high E. So that's exactly how I like to set my guitars, nice and low. Just going to run through the frets to check for any buzz or fretting out. If you want to watch this in real time, you can slow down the player to 0.25 or 25%. So yeah, super nice low action with no fretting out or even a hint of buzz anywhere. I could honestly get the action lower if I wanted, because it's set up so well and the frets are so nice and level. There's also no fret sprout at all, super smooth, and the ends of the frets are actually very nicely rounded. So it feels great. Okay, let's plug in this thing and see how it sounds. Alright, here we are, plugged into the One True King rig. Alright, that's enough of that. So yeah, we're going to run through the tones of this thing. So I'm going to start off in the bridge, and then I'm going to do neck, then I'm going to do middle, and then I'm going to do with the boost button on, and then in single coil mode. So let's go ahead and get started. We'll start with clean, then we'll do dirty. So yeah, that boost pot is just that. It's just boosts the signal a little bit, so that's great for like leads or whatever else you're doing. You just need a little bit more kick. You just push that up and then you have it. So that's a really nice feature. Also, this guitar is like absolutely deadly quiet. So everything is shielded and grounded really well. It's absolutely quiet when you're not playing it, which is really cool. And clean sounds great. Let's just try again with the single coil option. this thing sounds amazing. It's got that really nice P90 tone, but with a lot of different versatility. You can boost the signal, you can switch it to single coils, and it sounds great in every position. So yeah, very nice. Let's go ahead and put on some overdrive. Alright, so what are my final thoughts on the custom built Inukshuk Every Child Matters guitar. This thing's crazy. It's so light and so playable. It just feels so smooth. The neck is got that really nice satin finish, so it just glides and feels really fast and responsive. And the setup is great, super nice and low, no buzz anywhere. And the frets are nice and polished, so it's super easy to bend. And I've never tried these pickups before, but they sound fantastic. These are awesome pickups. They sound great, clean or dirty. And you've got lots of versatility here with the boost and the single coil options. And the kill switch is super responsive and smooth and really cool, fun to use. The bird's eye maple neck is just gorgeous, roasted maple. And the neck joint is really unique and cool, and this guitar has tons of sustain and resonance. I don't know if it's because of the neck joint or just because, but you can really feel it vibrating in your hand. The glow inlay is super cool, and the finish is that kind of pearl metallic paint. It looks great. And yeah, just a joy to play this guitar. It sounds great, plays great, looks great. So, congrats, James, to your skill. This is a wonderful, wonderful piece. And yeah, really, really cool. If you're interested in this guitar, I'm going to have this up for consignment on my reverb page. James doesn't have a reverb page yet, so I'm going to be using mine for this. And just keep in mind, this is a demo model, so it's been around the block. It's got a few slight imperfections, like a little ding here and there, little dimples, but nothing that affects playability. And if you decide to take this, I think you're going to be very happy. It's a phenomenal guitar. All right, thanks again for tuning into Beckler Guitars and Repair. I'm going to have more for you really soon. James had sent me another guitar, so I'm going to be covering that in the next couple of weeks. Other than that, thanks a lot. Have a great day.